Okay, so I am working on the Friday Pattern Company Wilder gown, and I have made 3 muslins. And so I'm gonna go through each one and tell you about my thought process. And hopefully if you out there are making the Wilder gown as well and came to this video, maybe it will provide you some insight or something of value. I am a very beginner when it comes to fitting garments. You're getting a very beginner's perspective on the fit of this top. So what I did was I went ahead and just made the bodice. I started with a size extra large because right now my bust is measuring about 42. So I decided to make an extra large, and this is what it looks like. Oh, and also I'm 5'8", if that helps. So initially when I made this, I thought it feels a little small. It's a little short and it feels small through the shoulders. It's not very comfortable. It feels like it's like riding up this way. And the neckline, I just don't really feel like it's sitting great either. I feel like it's a shoulder bust length issue at this point. I'll show you the back. So I debated just adding like an FBA or altering the sleeve or the shoulders, but ultimately I decided to just size up and see kind of as an experiment how that changes things. So I decided to cut an XXL. So I'm gonna show you that now. Okay, so here is the XXL with no other modifications. As you can see, I just have like a random piece of fabric for the tie. So this is one size up with no other modifications. I'll let you take a look at the fit. And I basically feel like it's too big. I have a ton of space here. The sleeves feel really big. But again, the shoulders don't feel right. So it just, I don't know, like I didn't like the way the shoulders fit. You can see some pulling here, although you can adjust. You can do quite a bit with the adjustments of the tie around the neck, but it wasn't quite right. So after this, I decided to make a third muslin, and I decided to go back to the extra large and make some adjustments. So what I decided to do was do a broad shoulder adjustment. I debated doing a forward shoulder adjustment because I know that that is something that I probably need, but I couldn't figure out how to do it with this pattern piece. Let me show you. Okay, so this is the front pattern piece. So this part here is the necktie area, the necktie section, and then it's a raglan sleeve, and then this is the underarm. So basically you're working with a raglan sleeve pattern piece with like this grown on necktie situation, and I'm just like not experienced enough to do that. So I couldn't figure out the forward shoulder adjustment with that, with doing the broad shoulder adjustment as well. So I did figure out how to do a broad shoulder adjustment on a raglan sleeve. I just ignored this part and just kind of cut through and somehow did something like that. So I decided to do the broad shoulder adjustment. I decided to add some FBA. There is a slash and spread line given on the pattern for that. So I increased it by 1/2 inch, and then I also lengthened it by 1.5 inches. So those 3 adjustments gave me an extra large with adjustments, which I will show you now. Okay, so here's the extra large with modifications. So 1/2 inch FBA, 1.5 inch length, and a broad shoulder adjustment about 1/4 inch. So I'll just let you look at that. And I really like the way it fits now. Obviously there's more fitting work to be done. I think it's not perfect, but I think the shoulders are fitting much more comfortably. I think the neckline is laying a little bit better. And I think the length is good, and like this looks good around the bust area. I think there's probably more work to be done, probably a forward shoulder adjustment. I think you can do a lot with the ties. There is like this pulling, but in general with this gathered neckline, there's just random pulling. It's hard to figure out what's because of the neckline and then what's because of a fit issue. So I think it's a difficult pattern to work with, I think, in terms of fitting, especially for people who are beginners when it comes to fitting. But I think it's good enough. I think this is good enough. It feels much more comfortable, and that's like the main thing. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and make it in with these modifications. I'm making it out of a bubble crepe. So I think because this is like a stiffer cotton, I think it'll drape even better. And yeah, I hope you sort of found this a little bit helpful. If you have any questions about fitting your wilder gown, let me know, or anything that I did, let me know. I'm not really gonna go too far into depth about like how to do what I did, but I just wanted to show you in case you're out there with your wilder gown pattern scratching your head as well. So also, if you have any comments on what I've done here, let me know. If you are a fit expert and you see things that I should probably know about, let me know. Obviously I'm learning, so I want to hear all of the feedback that I can get. I won't take it personally. As I'm looking at this, I think that there's definitely a shoulder. The shoulders could probably be even wider. In the model picture, it's like really flat here. There's like no gathers, despite the fact that she has it cinched up to her neckline. And I definitely have all kinds of pulling here. So yeah, there's always more work to be done, but I'm happy with this level of doneness. And so we're gonna go with that.